Hello, and welcome to my personal theory of change. My name is Holly Ann, and I'm going to talk about, first I'm going to talk about why I want to be a counselor. I want to be a counselor for several reasons. One of which is that when my parents got divorced and I suffered some childhood trauma, this all kind of happened around the same time. I was sent to a counselor who's been very influential throughout most of my childhood and my adulthood. I've continued to see her off and on throughout my life, and she's just made a huge impact on my life. And I guess I just want to be able to have that kind of, not necessarily have that impact on somebody else's life, but I really just like to help other people the way that she helped me. Even if I'm not as important to them as she was to me, I just want to be able to help people in that way. Another reason that I would like to be a counselor is because currently I am a preschool teacher, and I have realized that instead of working with the classroom, which I do love working with children in a group setting, but I have also realized that when children are exhibiting challenging behaviors, I kind of like to be that person that kind of goes off to the side with them, and then we sit down and we have a chat. Specific examples of how I have helped somebody. So, when I was younger and I was in grade school, there was a program called Peer Mediation, and we were given these vests that would say Peer Mediator, and while everybody was at recess, we would wear these vests. We went through a little bit of training, like with the school counselor, and basically we would go on the playground, and if there were students that were having disagreements, they could come to us, and we kind of mediated the disagreements so that they could talk it out and come to some sort of peaceful agreement. A specific example from, I would say the past month or so, though, would be there is a child from another classroom, actually, not even my own classroom, who is exhibiting especially challenging behaviors. And this child just kind of gets passed around from teacher to teacher to teacher, even in different classrooms. So, her teacher might be like, I can't do this right now. Can you please let my student come into your room so that she can play in here for a little bit? And then that teacher might get tired of having her, and so they would pass her around. Well, I've kind of developed somewhat of a relationship with this child, and so I was just sitting down with her one day, and I was like, hey, I know that you probably have a lot of big feelings going on right now, so why don't we talk about those instead of using our hands to hurt people? And I think that her having somebody just sit down and talk to her about her big feelings was way more helpful than just shoving her off on another teacher. I think counseling helps people in many different ways. First of all, counseling offers guidance and helps people talk through what they're going through. And since a lot of the things that we think people are going through as counselors are developmental stages or related to developmental stages, then we can help them talk through those developmental stages and come to help them get through it a little easier. Another thing that I think counseling helps with, and this is something that my counselor actually did for me, is helping give them coping skills and life skills to deal with the situations that come to them. So, I suffer from anxiety, and my counselor gave me a sheet of paper. Basically, it's like a little note card, and it says, is there anything I can do about it right now? And you answer that question yes or no. And if there is, you do it. And if there's not, then it says, if not, when and what can I do? And then you answer that question and you write it down and you make a plan to do it, to fix whatever is going on. So it's basically saying, do you need to worry about it right this second? No? Then worry about it later. And I thought that was very helpful for me. Why would somebody seek counseling? I think kind of going back to those developmental stages and day-to-day struggles, they would seek counseling for those. Depression and anxiety can be helped with counseling. And then I also think that people might seek counseling because of hurts that are caused by other people. I think a lot of times hurt is caused by other people. So if, like, your family is not accepting of you, then that hurt is caused by somebody else. How do you measure change? I believe that change is less measured in like concrete statistics and it's more situational. For example, I think people in recovery, success is measured most often in days sober. So I am 435 days sober. So making it through a day without substance use is considered a success. It's change. So I think that in that situation, just one day at a time, that's how you measure change. Sometimes people may not heal from the hurts that they have, but success can be seen through the way that they cope with those hurts. So change might be that somebody is no longer cutting to release their pain. What does it mean to be mentally well? I think that being mentally well means functioning at the optimum performance for you, not being compared to others. So, for example, I have ADHD and generalized anxiety disorder, so I am neurodivergent. So mental wellness may not look the same for me as it does for somebody without ADHD. I also think that mental wellness is measured on a continuum. So I don't think you're just mentally ill or mentally well. I think that there is a wide range in between there. So you might be not completely mentally well, but you're not like completely dysfunctional either. And I think that being mentally well also means learning skills to cope with the problems that you are facing and not letting your problems control your life. Here's a picture of my cats. Thank you for watching my presentation.